All right, joining us live on the broadcast now is Adriel Calamel. He is a Middle Eastern and terrorism scholar and author of a forthcoming book on Hezbollah. Adrian, great to talk to you. So, right now at this point, it's Goldberg's word against Pete Hegseth. Do you see heads rolling after this assumed security leak? And will Mike Waltz be the fall guy ultimately? And how much can we read into what Goldberg is claiming right now?
Great to see you again, Susan. And those are all very good questions. I'll start off with what Goldberg's claiming. I want to see there's just been little messages and the heading of the group and the war plan. Was this actually done over Signal? Was there communication? Was this guy invited into a Signal communication? That's a problem right there. Another problem is, why are these guys, if this is true, indeed true, why are they using Signal? They know their comms have been compromised for a few years now. Everybody in DC has satellite phones, or preferably, why aren't they doing this in a situation room? And then finally, Goldberg can act like a sage here, but I think a lot of us could predict that these strikes were coming against the Houthis. There were a whole bunch of things that were going in action. And the momentum had been building to that point. So, I don't know if it was really any secret. He said it could have been within 2 hours. I mean, we can all make predictions, and he made that prediction, after the fact here. But in any event, if people are using Signal within the national security team, that's a concern. This just needs to be investigated more. If Goldberg is discredited, then that should be shouted from the mountaintops. If someone in the Trump administration is responsible, Waltz is probably going to be the most obvious fall guy. But I would question why no one in this alleged group spoke up about being in a Signal chat talking about this highly classified information.
Yeah, it was shocking to hear. We'll learn more about what exactly happened. And you talked about how Signal is not a classified platform. I know a lot of even former Trump administration officials said that, this just talking on Signal itself is a main concern. But now there is a concern that other adversaries, including China and Russia, may now have tapped into Signal and some of these conversations in the past. I know these are all speculations, but these are questions that are coming up. How compromised are these chats?
It's a real concern. I mean, I have concerns for myself because I had considered, I'm not in government and never have been, nor in the intelligence business, part of the or Army, Navy, whatever it may be. But I use Signal because I had deemed it to be the most secure out of all of them. They're all compromised. But now there's chances, and there's also stories about who actually created Signal, who's watching it, is there somebody monitoring it? People that don't have access to secure communications, I think, do use Signal, and that's fine. But again, the government, I think it was 2 years ago, they were all issued specific satellite phones, sat phones, to make sure that they weren't using this type of messaging app, so that we don't have a type of repeat of, let's say, Hillary Clinton storing her email servers in her garage. We need to learn from these type of things, and people are making the same type of mistakes. And this is from, military and intelligence individuals, if true, they should know much better or be much wiser to this and know that things are compromised. And you can only trust the most secure, encrypted platforms that are government made. And even then, I'll go back to it. These type of things, this discussion about the Houthis should have been done in a situation room, in a war room, behind closed doors, where there's, you're going back to just talking, okay, not using any type of applications or what have you. You're in a closed room and no one has access to it. Nothing's coming in and nothing's coming out.
Absolutely remarkable. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I know, X was on fire yesterday, and one journalist said that she wouldn't have said anything if she would stayed on the chat until 2029, which was, just to bring a little humor into all of this. Thank you so much, Adrian, for joining us. And we're going to be following this story very closely. Of course, it's very concerning, but let's get more information as we try to make up our minds on what's really going on. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan.